So here's one for you, YouTube. Uh, where did humans come from? If it takes a male and a female in order to conceive another human, where did the first two humans come from in order to conceive more? They can't just come into being. They have to have each other in order to make more. Therefore, because of genitals, creatures with creatures separated by two genders are a created being. Created, that is a created creature. It was designed. Frankly, I'm pretty sure all creatures were designed, whether they have genitalia or not. But like, the clue is that male and female reproductive organs means that there is a creator that made those creatures, because they have to have each other in order to reproduce. So if they have to have each other in order to reproduce, how did they come to being? So humans were created. Thing is, by who? When? Why? Where? How? Uh, my guess, and I would for real put like I'd bet so much on AI. I'd bet so much AI, because of how just because of how intricate the human body is, because of how its processes. There have to be cycles. There are cycles in the body that have to repeat, and those are practically like mechanisms, going on, like timers going off. You know what I mean? So like that had to be designed. That had to be created. That had to be worked out, some thought of. You know what I mean? That had to be and if not just by somehow other humans or some other creature with genitals, the question would just start over again if that's the case. But my guess is AI, some sort of machine, some sort of non-biological thing, basically. Uh, Even if it's not a machine, something that is at least genderless, and maybe even non-biological, maybe even machine. That's why I say that's why I'm really betting on AI, is because advanced enough AI could probably do anything, like like for real. We could probably do anything within the limits of physical reality, or figure out how to break that. I wouldn't be surprised if advanced enough AI could do that either. I wouldn't be too surprised by that. Maybe by what it was doing, not that it was doing, not that it could. But point is, humans were definitely created. We did not What even is the other option? What even is the other option? What even is the other option besides evolve? First of all, evolve from what? You can't. Okay, so because genitals are a thing and they need both and they have to have a creator in order for them to come into being. Because of that, that implies genetic mutation, right? It implies experimentation with gene technology, right? And biological experimentation. What's the word? Man, I can't think of it all of a sudden. A machine. I'll just spell it out because I can't think of the word. A machine that is creating creatures, designing and pumping out actual living creatures, designing creatures, or machines, or multiple AI, a team of robots. Who knows? Point is, something creating creatures, creating beasts, animals, and like for whatever reason, that type of experimentation. Because of that, where was I going with this? That's where I was going with this. Because humans are created, and because that would imply biological experimentation with other creatures, and genealogical experimentation. Because of that, that implies that evolution is not a thing. Or if evolution is a thing, then the creators of the creatures, the machine, the AI, whoever the creators are the cause of that. You know what I mean? You get what I'm trying to say? It's a created thing because it's a creature, because it's nowhere else, and it's not nature. I'm going to call it nature. Nowhere else in nature is there something as complicated as a living creature. You know what I mean? There are other insanely complicated things and process things happening out there, but there's so much that goes on inside of a living being that has to happen. There's so many processes, and there's so much that happens. It's too complex to just say that it came into being through just natural means. That's Think about how long animals have supposedly been around, and then how long it would take to like, this is getting too far. My other videos already proved that none of this is true because this is a simulation and it's all created. All of this is created. All of this is created. But the point is I would like to put down the argument about whether or not humans are created, because they are. Because you have genitals. Some of you are male, some of you are female, some of you are something else. I don't care what you are. You have genitals. That means that you are a created being, because you had to have something else, you had to have another being reproduce you. If another being had to reproduce you, there is no end of the line. You can't go far enough down the line to find the beginning, because there will always be another one that had to create that one. Get what I'm saying? Because of this, circle that never ends. This really, it's a line. It's like it's a big giant tree that never ends. But because of it, I mean, ge- genealogical experimentation would explain the races, would explain all the different races. I mean, I like. I feel like it's not hard to figure out that male plus female needs another male plus female in order to exist. it's a it's a loop. Uh, it just astounds me that that's not just a known thing. Uh, so that's kind of all I wanted to say in this one. Humans are created. Things that have genitals were created. I don't care about your creationist or evolutionist argument. I don't care what your argument is. You cannot deny the fact that we have genitals and that we need each other in order to create each other. And that means that there's an endless loop of each other's, creating each other's. So where did the beginning start? You know where the beginning started? It started in a lab. It started in a lab with them experimenting with gene technology, trying to figure out how to create a human, okay? That's how advanced the AI is. It created all of this. It's probably also the same AI that's in control of all of this. I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. So that's it for this one. Humans were created. See you next time.